us. Welcome to EduTap and welcome to another important CT 360 series session in which we cover the most important GNDSI current affairs from the examination point of view. So, my dear friends, today we will be starting this beautiful day with the most important current affairs from 29 to 31st of March 2025. So, before that, if I'm audible and visible to all of you, please give me a thumbs up in the chat box so that we can start with the today's session. Good morning, Guru Raj, MS Rover, and all other people who have joined us live today in this session. So, my dear friends, if I'm audible and visible, please give me a thumbs up so that we can move ahead and start with the today's session because today we will be covering the most important current affairs from 29 to 31st March 2025. And if you are someone who is preparing for RBI, NABARD, SEBI, or other banking examinations like IB, PSP, SPPU, then again these sessions are going to be very helpful for all of you. Okay, so I have seen that yes, people are giving me the confirmation in the comment section that yes, I'm audible and visible to all of you. So, my dear friends, let me tell you that in these sessions, we always make sure that when you come to the present session, right, you are always prepared with the previous session that we have already taken. So, that is why first we will be revising the previous session with the help of a small mini test so that we can really see that whether you have attained all the important information from the previous session or not. And then we will move on ahead and we will be covering the upcoming topics of the today's session. Okay, so let's start with the mini test that we will be covering. But before that, let's see the topics that we will be covering in the today's session. So these are the topics that we will be covering in the today's session, which includes EASE 6.0 Reforms Index, then a portal which has been launched by the Niti Aayog, International Day of Yoga, largest solar manufacturing gigafactory. So all these points we will be covering in the today's session. But before that, let's first try to see that whether you are able to retain all the important information or not. And here are these questions. So, my dear friends, we will be going ahead one by one. So, first question is about the National Technical Textile Mission. So, basically, we all know that this scheme has completed 5 years. Now, you have to tell me in which year it was being launched and under the scheme, how many people will be trained in the technical textiles. So when we talk about the launcher of the scheme, that is the National Technical Textile Mission, as it has completed 5 years, so that means it was launched in year 2020. Absolutely right, 2020 is the right answer. And when we talk about the number of people that will be trained in the Technical Textile Mission, so that is 50,000 people will be trained. And I can see in the chat box, Gururaj, RS, Yukta, all the people giving me the right answer to these questions. Well done, guys. That really shows your energy level even in this morning. So now let's move on to the next question. So next question is about the electronic component manufacturing scheme. So my dear friends, we all know that the scheme was launched with a financial allocation of 22,919 crore rupees. But the tenure of the scheme and what exactly the gestation period as a part of this scheme, that is what we need to identify here. So what is the tenure of the scheme? The tenure of the scheme is of 6 years. It is of 6 years. And when we talk about the year of gestation, so 1 year of gestation period is there in the electronics component manufacturing scheme. So that is the right answer. Moving ahead, so Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs has approved inclusion of Kosi Mechi intrastate link project. We have already covered this part in a very detailed manner, right? So here you have to tell me that this project is in which state and under which scheme it has been launched. So what exactly is the name of the state here? So the name of the state here is Indian state of Bihar. Absolutely right. Indian state of Bihar is the right answer here. Okay. So Bihar is the right answer. And under which scheme? What is the name of the scheme? It is Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. So that is the name of scheme which has basically under which this Kosi Mechi intrastate link project has been released. Okay. Moving ahead. So Government of India in consultation with the RBI has finalized its borrowing program. So, as per this borrowing program for the first half of the Government of India, the gross market borrowings of what amount shall be completed through 26 weekly auctions. So, what exactly is that amount that we will be taking place, right? So, by 26 weekly auctions, the gross market borrowing of rupees 8 lakh crore will be completed. So, that is the right answer. 8 lakh crore is the right answer. Okay, to this question. Moving ahead to the next part. The government has announced to establish the second national gene bank. We all know that the first national gene bank was being established in New Delhi. Okay, now moving ahead. So we have to basically answer here that as per this National Gene Bank, we will be conserving what amount of crop germplasms for future food and nutritional security under this initiative? So we will be conserving 10 lakh crop germplasm. Absolutely right, RS. You have given me the right answer. Yukta, Aditya, MS Rover, Guru Raj, all the people are giving me the right answers. Well done, guys. Now let's move ahead. So, last three questions from the previous session. So, which of the following organization emerged as the most valuable steel company globally? So the most valuable steel company globally is JSW Steel. That is the right part. Next question. So the 14th edition of India-Russia bilateral naval exercise Indra. So Indra exercise has commenced recently. Where exactly it has commenced? So basically we have already covered that it will be covered in two phases. That is sea phase and harbor phase, right? So harbor phase will be will be starting in Chennai and sea phase will be taking place in Bay of Bengal. That is the right part. Then, who among the following has been appointed as the Managing Director and CEO of Industrial Finance Corporation of India? That was one of the first developmental financial institution in our country, which was established in 1948. So, what is the name of this person who has been appointed as MD and CEO of IFCI? That is Rahul Bhave. Rahul Bhave is absolutely right answer. Rahul Bhave is the right answer. Absolutely right. So now, my dear friends, we are done with the important current affairs and dimensions of the previous session, and now it's the time to move on to the topics of the today's session. And the first topic is from a very important part, that is the Niti Ayog. So Niti Ayog has collaborated with the National Council of Applied Economic Research, and together they have collaborated to create a portal. The portal name is, क्योंकि इस पोर्टल को नीति और एनसीएआर ने मिलकर बनाया, so it is a नीति एनसीएआर States Economic Forum portal. So as you can see here, the name is States Economic Forum portal. So it will be giving us some kind of data related to the state's economy, right? So this portal will be launched by the Union Minister of Finance on 1st April 2025. That is today itself. This particular portal is going to be launched, and it is developed by Niti Ayog and NCAER. Okay. So when we talk about this portal, my dear friends, it is a comprehensive repository of data. As it is a economic forum portal, so it is a comprehensive repository. Repository है of data, और ये data किस चीज को रिप्रेजेंट करेगा? It will be on the social, economic and fiscal parameters, research reports, papers, and expert commentary. So, my dear friends, the last 30 years, whatever the data has been released, whatever the researchers have been taken place, what exactly are the experts, advisors, and views on the economy. So, everything of the last 30 years, that is from 1990 to 1991 to 2020 to 2023, the data of these 30 years will be compiled and we will be creating this compendium, and this will be a single one-stop repository for accessing this particular data. So this will be providing us understanding across the different areas like macro, fiscal, demographic, and socio-economic trends. So whatever the trends there have been which are impacting the economy of any place. So all these trends will be considered and studied under the States Economic Forum portal launched by Niti Ayog and NCAER. Now, as we have seen that, okay, so these are the different data that there will be present there. So let me tell you that this portal is having its four major components. And what exactly these four components are? These are state reports, data repository, state fiscal and economic dashboard, and research and commentary. So these are the four components. ठीक है, तो states की reports होंगी, एक data की repository होगी, then state की financial और economic dashboard होगा, from where we can basically access the different kind of data. Then research and commentary, whatever research have been taken place in the last 30 years, what was the GDP growth forecast of that particular state in that particular year. So throughout the 30 years, whatever the journey has been, we will be able to see that journey with the help of this portal. So that's all from this particular portal that we need to remember from the exam point of view. So I hope if exam in the exam they will be asking you that what are the name of the two organizations which have come up with these State Economic Forum portal, what will be the right answer? It will be Niti Ayog and NCAER. And recently we have seen that Government of India has appointed a whole-time member of the Niti Ayog. Can anybody tell me the name of that person? We have just covered that part the sessions back. If you don't remember, then this is the homework question for all of you. So please make sure that you are going back to the session and then you are watching that particular news article. Okay. So now let's move on to the next part, that is the EASE 6.0 reforms index. Okay. So Punjab and Sindh Bank has been honored with the Top Improvers Award in the EASE 6.0 Reforms Index. So what exactly this index is, we will be covering that in the upcoming slide. So Punjab and Sindh Bank has won the Top Improvers Award in the CE 6.0 Reforms Index. So ये बेसिकली सबसे पहले आपको पता होना चाहिए कि ईज का फुल फॉर्म क्या है, ठीक है. सो इट इज एनहांस्ड एक्सेस एंड सर्विस एक्सेलेंस इनिशिएटिव. सो बेसिकली विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस इनिशिएटिव we just want that our public sector banks are disseminating the best of the quality services to its customers, right? And we also want to evaluate some certain parameters related to the performance of the banks under the ease 6.0 reforms and index. तो यहाँ पर ease basically everything in the banking should become easy and sustainable, right? So what exactly it is, we will be covering that here. So ease, that is enhanced access and service excellence, it was basically conceptualized so that we can improve the risk assessment in our banks, NPA management, deepening financial inclusion, enhance customer service, and initiate digital transformation. So my dear friends, we all know that in this era, when we are basically all the banking facilities are on the fingertips, and it is very important for us to make sure that yes, the performance of the banks are also very good. So that's why it is very important that whenever they are disseminating the loans, it is very important that the assessment is being done. The risk assessment of the customer before giving the loan is very important. Then NPAs को मैनेज करना काफी important है, right? So NPA का जो हमारा रेशियो काफी कम रहना चाहिए so that कि they are as less as possible. And then we also want to make to basically bring people under the formal banking system, under the umbrella of formal banking system. That's why financial inclusion is also very important. And then we need to enhance the customer service and initiate the digital transformation as well. So right now you can see that within a just on the some clicks you are able to transfer the money. So that is basically a example of digital transformation of the banks, right? Now moving ahead, so ease reforms को govern कौन करता है? It is governed by the steering committee of the Indian Banks Association. और Indian Bank Association के जो chairperson है recently नए appoint हुए हैं, right? And what exactly is the name of the person? We will be covering that in the upcoming slides. Okay. So apart from that, the present reform E 6.0 was conceptualized in fiscal year 2024, and it is having 22 action points under the four themes. The चार theme क्या है under the E 6.0 reforms index? So first one is the we want to deliver excellence in customer service with the digital enablement. ठीक है, हमारी जो कस्टमर सर्विस है उसमें हमें एक्सेलेंस हासिल करनी है और एक good suite of facilities are required to be provided to the customers. Then digital and analytic driven business improvement. Tech and data enabled capacity building. So capacity building करेंगे but that will be enabled through technology and data क्योंकि data का जमाना है. And then developing people and enhancing HR operations. So हमें अपनी कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग पर काम करना है. वी नीड टू वर्क अपॉन द ह्यूमन रिसोर्स ऑफ द बैंक्स एज वेल एंड वी नीड टू एनहांस द एचआर ऑपरेशन सो दैट वी कैन क्रिएट ऑल these processes more smoother in the nature. So that is basically the key four themes under the E 6.0 reforms index. I hope that all of you are very much clear to all with this part, right? So please remember Punjab and Sindh Bank, which has won the top improver award under the E 6.0 reforms index. Now moving ahead, International Day of Yoga 2025. We all know every year on June 21 we celebrate International Day of Yoga. And this year, during the Mann Ki Baat program of the Prime Minister Modi ji, he has unveiled the theme of the International Day of Yoga, that is Yoga for One Earth, One Health. So it has been celebrated annually since 2015, and when the resolution was being taken and it was been announced that yes, every year 21 June we will be celebrating International Day of Yoga globally. And this year, this event of International Day of Yoga will be organized by Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga, which works under the Ministry of Ayush. And recently, this organization has also launched 100-day countdown for the International Day of Yoga 2025. So that's all from this part. So just remember the theme as well as the date on which we celebrate International Day of Yoga. Now let's move ahead. So India's largest solar cell manufacturing gigafactory, guys, we all know that we are in the transition and we are moving towards renewable energy resources, right? And there, the solar energy is really one of the very important part. And recently, Wari Energies Limited it has launched India's largest solar cell manufacturing gigafactory. And where exactly it has been located? It is located in Chikhli in Gujarat. तो चिखली एक जगह है गुजरात के अंदर where this India's largest solar cell manufacturing gigafactory is being located. So it is also one step that we have taken in order to enhance this, enhance the adoption of this solar energy in our country, right? And we all know International Solar Alliance. International Solar Alliance is also being initiated by India and France, and where exactly it is headquartered? So ISA is headquartered in Gurugram, Haryana. Absolutely right. So, my dear friends, whenever we are covering these kind of news articles, it is very important that some kind of background and some kind of static information is also being revised by us during these sessions so that we can definitely remember them from the examination point of view. Okay, now let's move ahead to the next question, next news article that I already asked you, the chairman of the Indian Banks Association. We just covered that the steering committee of IBA basically governs the ease index, right? Ease reforms index. Now, who is the present chairperson? So earlier it was MV Rao who was serving as the chairman of Indian Banks Association, and now Challa Srinivasulu Shetty, who is presently serving as the chairman of State Bank of India, has been appointed as the new chairman of the Indian Banks Association. So, my dear friends, we all know State Bank of India is also domestically, systematically important bank, right? So, Challa Srinivasulu Setty has become the chairman of the State Bank of India. Now, when we talk about the IBA, so जिसके chairman बने हैं Challa Srinivasulu Setty, so it was established in 1946 and it is headquartered in Mumbai, India. तो जितने भी हमारी coordinating activities रहती है between the banks, regulators और जितने भी sectoral issues हैं हमारे, तो वहां पर IBA is the representative organization for the banking sector in our country. Okay, so please remember this name. Now moving ahead to the next part, that is the Abel Prize 2025. So Abel Prize 2025 is being given for the mathematicians for their contribution to mathematics. And this year, Masaki Kashiwara of Japan has been given this award. He is a Japanese mathematician and he has been recognized for its contributions to algebraic analysis and for developing D-module theory and discovering crystal bases. So that is basically the reason why Masaki Kashiwara has been given Abel Prize 2025 this year. Now, when we talk about this Abel Prize, guys, so it was established in 2002, named after the Niels Henrik Abel, who was a Norwegian mathematician. And this particular prize, that is the Abel Prize, is also being considered equivalent to the Nobel Prize in mathematics. So please remember this part, Abel Prize 2025, the winner is Masaki Kashiwara from which country? Japan. I hope all of you will be able to retain this information. Now let's move on to the next part. Manav Thakkar has become the first Indian, and what exactly the feat he has achieved? He has become the first Indian to qualify for the final eight of the WTT Star Contender event. Let me tell you that the WTT Star Contender event is taking place in Chennai, and Manav Thakkar has created history as he defeated the German player in the pre-quarter final to reach the to qualify for the final eight of a WTT Star Contender event, and with this he has become the first Indian to achieve this particular feat. Next part is Operation Brahma. My dear friends, we all know that Myanmar has been hit by earthquake of 7.7 magnitude and there are a lot of loss of lives and assets. And it is really very important that at this point of time we must assist the country with the assistance and our help so that yes, it can also come out of these tough times, and that is why government of India has come up with the Operation Brahma. So Indian Army ने launch किया Operation Brahma to assist earthquake victims in Myanmar, और इसके अंदर what we will be doing, we will be providing them the medical assistance and we will also conduct rescue operations as a response to the devastating earthquake which has hit Myanmar. So, which country has been hit by earthquake? That is Myanmar. What is the name of operation? Operation Brahma is the right answer. Now, moving to the next part, there is an exercise that is Shows 25. So, Shows 25 was organized by Hellenic Air Force of the Greece, and Greece is the name of the country which is also hosting this particular exercise. That is Shows 25. Now, when we talk about the different countries which are participating, let me tell you that it is not possible for you to remember the name of all of them, and it is also not been asked in the examination. So just remember that the name of the exercise, India has participated, yes, and where exactly it has happened, Greece. And the observers were Bahrain and Slovakia in this particular exercise. Now moving to the next exercise, that is exercise Tiger Triumph 25. So the fourth edition of this exercise in will be starting today, that is on 1st of April. And this is a bilateral tri-service India-US humanitarian assistance and disaster relief exercise. So एक्सरसाइज टाइगर ट्रियम्फ किसके साथ होती है, यूएस के साथ करता है इंडिया, राइट. एंड दिस ईयर वेयर एग्जैक्टली दिस एक्सरसाइज विल बी टेकिंग प्लेस, इट विल बी टेकिंग प्लेस इन Vishakhapatnam. So Vishakhapatnam is the place which will be hosting the exercise Tiger Triumph 25, and this has been conducted between India and United States. So that's all from this part. Let's move ahead to the next news article, that is International Day of Zero Waste. So this we celebrate every year on 30th March. My dear friends, we all know that every year around 2.1 to 3.1 billion tons of solid waste is being generated across the world every year. And that is the reason that it is very important for us to make sure that we are basically treating this particular waste very properly. And that is why we also want to achieve an International Day of basically zero waste, when there is no waste here. And every year on 30th March, we celebrate this date. And this year, the theme of this day is towards zero waste in fashion and textiles. Guys, we all know that recently we have seen that in the textile sector, in the fashion sector, there is a lot of improvement, right? Population is increasing, and that's why the clothes which are being worn by them are also increasing. The production is also increasing, and that's why we see that every day, so much of the textile waste has been there, right? And basically, we see that every second, tons of these tons of these clothes, yeah, waste clothes are being generated. So that's why it is very important for us right now to think about that and to use the things very properly. And that's why we are focusing on fashion and textile sector this year. Moving ahead to the next news article, my dear friends. So that is about the Jasprit Bumrah, who has been appointed as the brand ambassador of L&T Finance. So L&T Finance के brand ambassador बने हैं जसप्रीत बुमराह, the Indian cricketer. I hope that this part is clear. And now that's all from the today's session. These are all the 11 to 12 news articles that we have covered in the today's session. And now it's a time to go with the practice of the MCQs. We always tell you that इन द एग्जामिनेशन यू आर रिक्वायर्ड टू सॉल्व द एमसीक्यूज. और हम क्वेश्चंस को जल्दी जल्दी प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, देखते हैं कौन इस क्वेश्चन का सही आंसर देता. तो पहले कुछ इजी क्वेश्चंस हैं और आज के टॉपिक्स काफी इजी थे एज कम्पेयर टू द प्रीवियस सेशन, राइट. तो बढ़ते हैं अपने पहले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. सो यू हैव टू टेल मी द न्यू चेयरमैन ऑफ द इंडियन बैंक एसोसिएशन. इंडियन बैंक एसोसिएशन के नए चेयरमैन का क्या नाम है, ये आपको बता रहे हैं. काफी इजी क्वेश्चन है. एमवी राव को रिप्लेस किया है. What is the person who is now serving? That is Challa Srinivasulu Setty. Option D is the right answer. So question number one, option D is the right answer. Absolutely right, Kiran, Nishu, Roshan, Gururaj. Yes, you have given me the right answer to this question. Well done. Now let's move on to the next question. That is on the Abel Prize. So this year Abel Prize was being won by which person? So the Abel Prize has been won by the Japanese mathematician Masaki Kashiwara. That is option C. Absolutely right. So Vathishwari, Nishu, Yukta, RS, Muddati, Gururaj, Roshan, Nishu, all the people are giving me the right answers. Well done, my dear friends. Let's move ahead to the next question. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced the official theme for International Day of Yoga 25. So what is the theme that you need to identify and the date on which we celebrate the International Day of Yoga? So what exactly is the theme here? The theme for the International Day of Yoga is Yoga for One Earth, One Health, and 21st June is the date on which we celebrate the International Day of Yoga. So we started celebrating this date in 2015, right? Now the next question. So Indian Army launched Operation Brahma to basically provide humanitarian assistance under this operation to which country? The country which has been hit by earthquake of 7.7 magnitude. What is the name of this country? The name of this country is Myanmar. Option D, Myanmar is the right answer. Exactly. Next question. So NITI and NCAER State Economic Forum portal. We have to identify the statements which are correct here. So we need to identify the statements which are correct in this particular portal. So first part, the portal will be launched on 1st April 2025 and will be developed by Niti Aayog in collaboration with NCAER. Please tell me whether this first statement is right or wrong, true or false. The statement is absolutely true as per our recent discussion. Next part, it is a repository of data on the state finances which covers a period from 1991 to 23-24. So, my dear friends, we have already seen that it will be covering a period of 30 years and from 1991 to 2022 2023 and not the 23-24. That's why the statement is incorrect. So, this is false. Third statement, portal will be providing insights into the social, economic and fiscal parameters and facilitate understanding of macro and socio-economic trends. So it will be facilitating all of this part. So yes, the third statement is absolutely right here. So right answer will be option A. That is 1 and 3 are correct here. And I can see no Yukta, all are not correct. Only statement 1 and 3 are correct here. So before answering the question, it is very important to understand the demand of the question and we need to really ensure that we have analyzed all these statements properly before answering the question. Okay. So in the examination, even when you are aware about the answer and then you are just answering it incorrectly, that is the biggest pain that aspirants are having after the examination. Okay, so that's why it is very important to pay attention to all the key details which are mentioned in these statements because that's how the examiners play with you in the examination. But you have to ensure that yes, you are attentive enough and you will not be played, even you will be playing your game in the exam. Okay, so that was the last question of the today's session, and now it's the time of the homework question. So this is the homework question from the E6.0 Reforms Index. So now please make sure that you will be giving me the right answers in the comment section and you will be focusing all the key details which are mentioned here in this question. Okay? After that, you will be giving me the right answer in the comment section. And all the people who will be giving me the right answer here, they will be the star performer of the today's session. Okay? So Yukta is saying didn't pay much attention to year. So yes, it is very important to pay attention to all the details of the question, right? So now, my dear friends, this is a homework question from the previous session. The question was on electronics components manufacturing scheme. And the right answer to this question was option A, as statement 1 and 2 were correct here. Statement 3 was incorrect as it do not offer uniform incentives, but there are differentiated incentives. So that is why the third statement was incorrect. Right answer was option A. That is 1 and 2 are correct here. And here is the list of all the star performers. You can see we have Sharyu, Ritika, Babita, Sumit. Then we have Medhun, Ashish, Geetha, Vaibhav, Amit, Utkarsh, Anjali, Mayank, Sujata, then Gururaj, Varmanish, Nikhil, Suraj, Manav, Suvam, Anushka. So all the people are there, guys. It's a long list, and I'm really glad to see and happy to see that with your dedication and consistent effort, everyday basis, there are so many students who are giving me the right answers, and that really shows your dedication towards your dream, your commitment to your dream, and that will also take you to your desired result of becoming the next officer in your desired organization. And my dear friend, that was all from the today's session. And if you are still new to our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe to it and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates of the courses and videos offered by us. And apart from this, you can also join our Telegram channel. Why so? Because the PDF of this session will be provided to you on the Telegram channel and this will be uploaded within 24 hours timeline. So do not worry about that. So make sure that you are also doing the revision of this session before coming to the next session, right? And make sure that you are also answering the homework question, which I have already given you in this today's session, right? So I hope that this is clear to all of you. And guys, it was really great to have all of you in this session. And if you are having any queries, you can definitely feel free to revert to your queries and you can mention your queries in the chat box. Or if you are watching the recorded part of the session, then you can definitely comment the queries in the comment section. Apart from that, you can also email your queries at hello@edutap.co.in. And in case you need any mentorship guidance or you are facing some difficulty with any subject of the examination, be it your RBI, CBI, NABARD, or other banking examinations, you can definitely call our team at 814-620-7241 and we will definitely help you out in resolving all your queries and doubts related to your preparation. Okay. So, my dear friends, that was all from the today's session, and now we will be meeting you in the next session. Till then, stay happy, stay healthy. Wish you all